Clerics are more than just healers. They're divine conduits of raw celestial might. Whether they're smiting foes with radiant fire, shielding allies with divine blessings, or bending reality itself with God-given power, clerics bring both resilience and versatility to any adventuring party. Welcome to Dungeons and Deep Dives. I'm the Neo Soul God, but you can just call me Neo. We don't just skim the surface here, we dig deep, breaking down the game of Dungeons and Dragons with insight, style, and maybe a little divine intervention. So pull up a seat, roll your dice, and let's dive in. Since the first edition of Dungeons and Dragons in 1974, the Cleric has been one of the foundational pillars of fantasy role-playing games. Born from the need for a character who could balance the party with healing, support, and divine magic, the Cleric's role as a spiritual guide and protector was established right alongside the warrior and wizard. In those early days, the Cleric was a sacred figure, wielding divine spells to heal and protect, calling upon gods and deities that range from the omnipotent to the vengeful. The influence of the Cleric has spread far beyond D&D's pages. Final Fantasy's White Mage directly draws from the Cleric's roots, offering healing, buffs, and protection to party members while also wielding elemental magic. In other franchises such as World of Warcraft, the Priest class is deeply intertwined with the Cleric's identity, combining healing with support and even offensive capabilities. You can see echoes of the Cleric in titles like The Elder Scrolls, where healing magic and divine intervention are central to many character archetypes. Or Dark Souls, where the Miracles spell school echoes the Cleric's holy ability to defend and heal. In D&D 2024, the Cleric has evolved beyond its traditional roots, however, embracing a more nuanced and multifaceted role within both tabletop RPGs and the broader gaming landscape. Modern Clerics are more than healers. They are now dynamic champions of divine forces, with access to powerful offensive magic and rituals, and abilities that shape the battlefield. Today's Cleric can embrace a more cultural, thematic diversity as well, drawing inspiration from diverse mythologies, pantheons, and religious traditions, expanding beyond the more traditional Eurocentric model. This shift allows for deeper storytelling, with Clerics becoming avatars of gods and deities from cultures across the globe, from African, Mesoamerican, Middle Eastern, and Asian mythologies to interpretations of modern-day spirituality and faith. If you choose to take on the role of your party's Cleric, here's what you're going to get. As a Cleric, your primary ability is going to be Wisdom. For your hit die, it is a D8 per Cleric level, so not as robust as the Fighter and Paladin, but still pretty good. Your saving throw proficiencies are Wisdom and Charisma, which are definitely saving throws that you do not want to be missing. For skill proficiencies, you gain 2 from the list of History, Insight, Medicine, Persuasion, or Religion. As a Cleric, you also gain proficiency with simple weaponry as well. And for armor training, you gain light and medium armor and also shields. At Cleric level 1, you gain access to Cleric spell casting, learning 3 Cleric cantrips and being able to prepare 4 spells from the Cleric spell list every time you finish a long rest. Also at level 1, you choose your divine order, whether you will be a Protector or a Thaumaturge. The Protector gives you proficiency in martial weapons and heavy armor, whereas the Thaumaturge gives you the ability to learn an additional Cleric cantrip and gives you a boost to your Arcana or Religion checks, equaling your Wisdom. At Cleric level 2, you can channel divinity. You are given the ability to become a conduit of divine energy, calling forth the energy from the outer planes. You start with 2 effects, Divine Spark and Turn Undead. You can channel divinity twice and regain 1 expended use of it when you finish a short rest, and you regain all of them when you finish a long rest. You gain access to additional channel divinities when you reach level 6 and level 18 in the Cleric class. If you use your channel divinity to use Divine Spark, as a magic action, you point your holy symbol at another creature you can see within 30 feet of yourself and focus divine energy at it. Roll 1d8 and add your Wisdom modifier. You either restore hit points to that creature equal to the total, or force the creature to make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, that creature takes necrotic or radiant damage, your choice, equal to that total. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage, and then you'll round down. And you roll an additional d8 when you reach Cleric level 7, 13, and 18 for a total of 48 damage. You also gain access to Turn Undead. As a magic action, you present your holy symbol and censure undead creatures. Each undead of your choice within 30 feet of you must make a wisdom saving throw. If the creature fails its save, it has the frightened and incapacitated conditions for 1 minute. For that duration, it tries to move as far from you as it can on its turns. The effect ends early on that creature if it takes any damage whatsoever, and if you have the incapacitated condition, or if you die. Starting at Cleric level 3, you gain access to your Cleric subclass. And in the new player's handbook, you gain access to Life Domain, Light Domain, the Trickery Domain, and the War Domains. At level 5, you gain access to Seer Undead. When you use your Turn Undead Channel Divinity, you can roll a number of d8s equal to your Wisdom modifier. Each undead that fails its saving throw against Turn Undead takes radiant damage equal to the total rolled, and this doesn't end the Turn Undead effect as well. At level 7, you gain access to Blessed Strikes. Divine Power infuses your attacks, and you can choose either Divine Strike, which adds an additional 1d8 necrotic damage or radiant damage to your weapon attacks, or Potent Spell Casting, which gives you the ability to add your Wisdom modifier to the damage of your Cleric cantrips. At level 10, you gain access to Divine Intervention. You can call upon your deity for help, giving you the ability to cast a Cleric spell of level 5 or lower, and cast it without expending a spell slot or needing components. You can use this feature once per long rest, so you never have to worry about that expensive diamond being nearby for Revivify. At level 14, you gain Improved Blessed Strikes. Your Divine Strike now deals 2d8 necrotic or radiant damage on weapon attacks, and your Potent Spell Casting gains that when you deal damage with a Cleric cantrip, you also grant temporary hit points to yourself or an ally within 60 feet of you, equal to twice your Wisdom modifier. At level 19, you gain access to your Epic Boon, just like every other class in the 2024 rule set. The Player's Handbook recommends the Boon of Fate for Clerics, but you can choose whichever one you like. But just in case you were curious, the Boon of Fate gives you the ability to increase one ability score of your choice by 1 to a maximum of 30, and improve Fate. When you or another creature within 60 feet of you succeeds or fails on a d20 test, you can roll 2d4 and apply the total rolled as a bonus or penalty to the d20 roll. Once you use this benefit, you can't use it again until you finish a short or long rest or when you roll initiative. And at level 20, you gain access to Greater Divine Intervention. You can call upon even greater divine intervention from your deity, allowing you to choose the Wish spell when choosing a spell from Divine Intervention. And you cannot use this feature again if you choose Wish until you finish 2d4 long rests. And that's it for our breakdown on the Cleric class. We've covered its rich history and all the divine power it brings to the table. Next time, we're diving into Cleric subclasses, exploring how each path shapes your playstyle and how they've evolved in the 2024 rule set. But before you go, please, if you could do me a favor and hit that like button and let me know what you think about the new Cleric. Do you love the changes or feel they missed the mark? Drop your thoughts in the comment below and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive. Until then, keep rolling those dice. Catch you next time on Dungeons and Deep Dives. I'm the Neo Soul God, and I'll see you soon. Peace.